So it is said there are three types of people in this world: those who watch things happen, those who make things happen, and those who wonder what happened. The world doesn't change on its own. It changes when people like you disrupt the status quo and refuse to accept the world as it is, because you know that it can be so much better. And this is the heart of public service. Service isn't something you do, it's something you live. Service has the power to transform lives, starting with your own. Because when we serve, we shift from a life of consumption to a life of contribution, from a life of me to a life of we. Good morning. I am Aruna Miller. I'm a lifelong public servant, and I am a proud immigrant. I came to the United States at the age of 7, an ESOL student who didn't speak a word of English. And today, I stand before you as a Lieutenant Governor of the great state of Maryland. My story is an improbable journey, but so is Wes Moore's, Maryland's first Black governor. So is Angela Alsobrooks, Maryland's first Black U.S. Senator. And so, right? And so is Kamala Harris's, the nation's first female, Black, and South Asian Vice President. It always seems impossible until it's done. What unites us isn't just our improbable journeys, it's our unwavering commitment to serve the people, the state, and the nation that we love dearly. Because we, along with Secretary Paul Montero, believe service as a source and a force of good. And what unites each and every one of you that is here today isn't just your individual stories, it's your shared potential to lead, to serve, and to shape the world. You are here because you believe in a future where every story, no matter where it begins, can be written with purpose, possibility, and hope. You don't wait for change, you lead it. The service year option, Maryland Corps, and AmeriCorps are launching pads to begin your own improbable journeys. As the poet Amanda Gorman writes, we weathered and witnessed a nation that isn't broken, but simply unfinished. We will raise the wounded world into a wondrous one. For there is always light, if only we are brave enough to see it, if only we are brave enough to be it. The world needs your brilliant light, so keep on shining. Shine, you crazy diamond. Thank you.
Please welcome Senator-elect Angela Alsobrooks.
Good morning. Well, first of all, it's so amazing to see all of you today, and I am most especially so proud to see all of the youth of Maryland who are assembled today. Can we give them a tremendous round of applause? And we applaud you not only because we are so proud of you, but we applaud you because we recognize the power that you hold. I hope that you know that every single major social movement that has happened in our country and around the world has been led by the youth of our country and the youth of our world. In fact, we saw this same youthful urgency in the leadership of Dr. Martin Luther King, who reminded all of us, even in his tender years, I hope that you all know, especially our youth, that Dr. King, for all of the work that he did, that continues even through today, it was all completed by the age of 39. He was a young leader. And it was Dr. King who reminded us that in this world, we must be hammers shaping this society instead of allowing other forces to mold it. Dr. King wrote that this active work gives us a type of power that he described as one that was infused with love and justice that will change dark yesterdays into bright tomorrows and lift us from the fatigue and despair to buoyancy and hope. I want you to know that you all are shapers, and you're the shapers that Dr. King imagined so many years ago, and you inspire us, you inspire me, and give us the hope that we need to continue to hold on. And I feel that the young people of our state and of our country will continue to serve as the lighthouse. You guide us in so many respects in this country and around the world. And in fact, it's been so very true for me. I had the great joy and pleasure of seeing so many of you over the last 18 months as I was on a campaign trail in Maryland. And it was the youth of our state, I have to tell you, whose vision of tomorrow was the most poignant that I heard. It was the youth who told us that you were interested in making sure that we had a country that was free of gun violence. It was you who urged that we should have a clean climate. It was you who said that economic opportunity for all of us should be an American dream shared by every single American. And so it is the youth of our country who not only shape today, but who give us the vision for tomorrow. And you know what else? The concerns that you have, I was so impressed. You refused to allow those concerns to fester. It was you who got to work, who started shaping, volunteering on campaigns, running for office, and serving your communities in a number of ways. And so I felt in the 18 months that I had the chance to interface with you, and still do today, a profound sense of optimism. And I know that my fellow speakers today will share that optimism as we have watched all of you continue to express your concerns and to stand ready, not only to express those concerns, but you have stood ready to help serve and to be our North Star. And I want to truly thank all of you so much for what you have already done to ensure that tomorrow and the tomorrows to come are the best that we've ever seen. And now I want to take a moment as well to continue to talk, and I want to talk about a dear friend of mine, Vice President Kamala Harris. Now, you know, yes, we have been so fortunate to have Vice President Harris. And you know what? She understands you and understands who you are. And you know how we know that? It's because just as you've been working to actively shape our communities, she spent her entire life working as well as a shaper. And all too often, she's done something that has been difficult. She's been in every single endeavor. She's been either the youngest or the first to have ever done it. And so she, for all of you, if you don't remember much else that is said today, she is the consummate reminder of the two things that you should never be told: that you're too young or nobody's ever done it. I want you to remember that by her sheer example, she has taught you by example that you're never too young to do something, and that because others haven't done it, there's no excuse as to why you cannot. We know that there's no such thing as can't or never, because she's shown us that there's always a way forward and there's always room for your talent. The only thing that's required of you is that you put forth your work ethic and that you have in your heart always a desire to serve others. That desire, I have to tell you, will not only change the world as we know it, but it will continue as well to change you. It is no secret, and I can share with you in my now 5 decades, that the greatest joy you will ever know in your life will come in service to others. And that service will not only continue to propel you forward, but that service will literally change our world. And I have to say, in a final thought about our Vice President, that leaders, and they show you this by their example, are constantly looking for ways not only to enhance others, but they can see everything around them. They're not focused on themselves. It was so powerful to me, especially over the last several months when the Vice President was so engaged, and she was all over the country working so hard, that in those moments I want you to know, and it gives me joy to be able to share, that she reached out often to call and check on others. It was the case that even though she must have been so fatigued, I want you to know, I can't tell you how many times I get a text message or a call saying, you keep going, you keep fighting, you keep working, you can do this. That's what leaders do. They are not focused on themselves. They're focused on the success of others. And so today, again, I say to each of you, thank you so very much, not only for what you have done, but I am so confident that all that concerns us in our country, and our challenges are great, they lay at the foot of our youth, and I know that you will not let us down, that you're preparing in this moment to lead, and great change will come because of you. So thank you so much again to all of you. We look so forward to the leadership that you will provide. We know that you will continue to grow the success in Maryland and our entire country. So may God bless all of you. May God continue to bless our state of Maryland, and thank you so much for all that you have done.
Please welcome Governor Wes Moore.
What's going on, team? What's going on? How y'all doing? Y'all all right? So thankful. So thankful for each and every one of you. And, excuse me, really thankful to have our Vice President, who is back here in Prince George's County Community College. Guys, this is a really big deal. That at a time when she said that she wanted to deliver a message to the youth, at a time when she said she wanted to deliver a message to the country, she chose us. She chose Maryland. She chose Prince George's County. And she chose the people who will continue to lead us in such beautiful and brilliant ways. I just had the honor of spending some time back there with my friend, and she is so excited because she also knows that Prince George's Community College is not just a school that teaches history. It's a school that makes history. And the thing we also know is our Vice President, she's a history maker. She is someone whose personal journey is a testament to the God-given potential that each and every one of us are blessed with, and that we now have the God-given obligation to make sure that the world sees our light. And I think about that because you know who else is a history maker? You all. You all are the history makers, because it is not lost on me at all that we are here with many Marylanders who've just finished high school or finished college, whether they're members of AmeriCorps or the Maryland Corps program or the Maryland Service Option. You all the history makers, because you are doing something that the entire country is paying attention to, that the entire country is trying to model. While Maryland is first, it will not be last, and that is because of the work that you have done. These three groups represent both achievements of our past and the aspirations of our future. And this journey was launched on a premise that service is sticky. And those who serve together, they will stay together. And I remember when I was campaigning for governor, I had people who I served with in Afghanistan. People who I had the joy of being a paratrooper with, and they came and said, we're going to come door knock on your behalf. Many of them were not Marylanders. Many of them were not Democrats. But they simply said, I want to come door knock on your behalf because I want to tell people about the guy that I served with. We knew that we wanted to make Maryland the state that serves. So in just our first days of office, we said we would partner with AmeriCorps, including my friend Michael Smith, who I know is somewhere in the audience. There he goes. Michael, thank you, brother. And we were going to make this happen. In fact, one of the first bills that I introduced and one of the first bills that I signed was the SERVE Act. And with bipartisan support, we and you made Maryland the first state in the nation to offer a service year option for our high school graduates. And the reason that we're so excited about you is simple, because divided we cannot win, but united we cannot lose. At a time when everything feels very uncertain, you give us certainty. At a time when everything feels dark, you give us light. At a time when everything feels a little bit unshaky, you provide the stability. You are the change we've been waiting for. And you will lead us to a rock that is higher than I. So I want to say directly to all the young people here, you are not just the fulfillment of a dream. You are not just a campaign promise completed. You are the promise of our future. Whether you're in Frederick serving as an apprentice, or the Eastern Shore serving in conservation, or in Baltimore saving healthcare, you are showing us what right looks like. in our society. You are teaching us how to put petty difference and politics off to the side. Yeah, I said politics. Because, listen, let's be clear. Service will save us is not just a rallying cry. It is the instructions. It's not just a motto. It is the mission. And by taking service in your hands, you will ensure that our future is on solid ground. It's a service of Elijah Jones, who's spending this year working in digital marketing for the Public Library Association in Annapolis. Go ahead, Elijah. Go ahead, Elijah. It's a service of Ilana James. Where's Ilana? Who's spending this year working at a nonprofit that helps deliver essential services to families in Prince George's County. It's a service of Casey Jackman. Where's Casey? Good to see you, Casey. Who's spending the year helping the Community Mediation Center of Calvert County meet their public service mission. It is the service of Mariah Turner. Where's Mariah? Who's doing remarkable work over Brown Elementary. I look around and I don't just see amazing stories, I see people who understand the assignment. And while I might be the 63rd governor of this state and the first black governor in the history of this state, I also know this. I'm just proud about the fact that I'm just keeping the seat warm for y'all. The people in this room have made a choice. They've made a choice to devote your lives to the protection of others, and that alone makes you legendary. You understand the assignment. So there's very little that I can say that you don't already know. So my only ask is that you remember two things. The first, you are never in a room because of someone's benevolence. You are never in a room because of someone's kindness. You are never in a room because of someone's social experiment. You are never in a room because someone wanted to sprinkle diversity into the room. You are in that room because you belong there, and you were in that room because that room was incomplete until you showed up. And second, do not ever forget your power. Do not ever forget the fact that you are the ones who are going to lead us to a better future, and you are going to do it through service. I thank God for you. I thank God for who you are, for what you represent, and what you are going to get done. So keep getting the work done, and let's never forget, we in this state leave no one behind. God bless you guys, and thank you so much. Thanks, guys.
Welcome, Anthony and Son Indoor Air Quality, LLC Dispatcher and Service Year Option Member, Lauren Muir.
Good afternoon. My name is Lauren, and I am an 18-year-old currently enrolled in the Maryland Service Year Option with Anthony and Son. This is an HVAC company, and I'm honored to be working as a dispatcher apprentice in Rockville, Maryland. I grew up in Montgomery County and graduated from Seneca Valley High School this June in 2024. It is currently the largest high school in the state of Maryland, and I earned an additional degree of International Baccalaureate Career-Related Program. For me so far, this program has given me the opportunity to help people and provide them the best service we can, and in the process, giving back to my local community. I enjoy meeting new people in my local area and other areas in the DMV. But so far, my favorite thing has been going on site to watch our techs and learning about the industry and HVAC. This is an amazing program that has given me and others a new direction and given people a push in the right direction. This is a revolutionary program that was created in the mind of Governor Wes Moore, and it truly gives people enrolled in the program an amazing job experience, professional development, money management, and other important skills. We could have not done this without Governor Wes Moore's vision and believing in all of us. For this, we are grateful. She has a strong commitment to supporting youth and young adults, and she is all about empowering us and being successful in our endeavors. She is committed to building strong relationships and ensuring all voices are heard. She is a trailblazer, thoughtful, inspirational, and she is our 49th Vice President. She is the true definition of service. And now, it is my honor to introduce the first woman to be elected Vice President of the United States, Kamala Harris.
Have a seat, please. Good morning. Oh. Oh, I just love seeing all of our young leaders. You know, when I look out at all of you, I know and I feel so strongly the future of our country is bright. It is bright because of all of you. And I want to thank Lauren for her kind words and her commitment to your community, Lauren, and for the example you are setting. It is so good to see all of you. So, well, you know what? So let me start with just what has happened actually yesterday before I begin my other comments about the horrific shooting yesterday in Madison, Wisconsin. Of course, it's another school shooting. Another community being torn about and torn apart by gun violence. And of course, our nation mourns for those who were killed, and we pray for the recovery of those who were injured and for the entire community. But look, as we hold our loved ones close this holiday season, we as a nation must renew our commitment to end the horror of gun violence, both mass shootings and everyday gun violence that touches so many communities in our nation. We must end it, and we must be committed to have the courage to know that solutions are in hand, but we need elected leaders to have the courage to step up and do the right thing. So with that, I will return to the reason we are here today. And I first want to thank all of the incredible leaders who are with us, including Governor Moore, my dear friend, your extraordinary Lieutenant Governor Miller, and someone I have worked with and known for so many years, your Senator-elect, also Brooks. And to all the young leaders who are here, I thank you for your service to the people of Maryland. Because look, each one of you has decided to dedicate yourself to the work of service, the work of lifting up the condition of other people, people who often you may never meet, the work you do in service will affect people who, for the most part, will never know your names. But their lives, because of your work and your dedication, will forever be touched in a positive way. You know, I do believe that public service is a noble calling. It is noble work. And it is an expression of optimism, which is you know and believe, and it is being verified to each of you every day, that the work you do that can lift people up has effect. It matters. Your work is about the optimism that comes with knowing that one individual can make a difference in the lives of so many people. And God knows when you have a whole group like this doing it together, the impact you have on our nation and by extension the world. So today I came by to express my gratitude for the work you, like so many across our nation, have been doing to lift up our fellow American. And I am here to reaffirm our shared commitment to the work ahead. You know, over the past several weeks, since the election, I have received tens of thousands of letters from people across our nation, many of them young leaders. Americans from every walk of life, people of every age, race, faith, and political party. These letters share a common theme. Yes, there is disappointment, but there is also resolve for the future. One letter in particular stands out, which I'll share with you. A young woman named Sasha writes, quote, "There is nothing in the world that will take away my drive, energy, passion, and the destiny that I have to help the people of our country." And I think any one of you, as Sasha, could be, right? Nothing's going to take away that drive, that passion, that energy, that commitment. So Sasha, like all of you, inspire me. Young people who are rightly impatient for change. I love that about you. Impatient for change. Who will not let anyone or any circumstance defeat your spirit or your sense of purpose. You will not allow your spirit or your sense of purpose to be defeated. You who have, I think, by your actions adopted some advice my mother gave me a long time ago. She would say to me, "Kamala, don't just complain about what is wrong, do something about it. Make it right." That's a life you all are living. You reflect the best of the America I have seen, be it during the campaign, during my 4 years as vice president, and throughout my life. An America where we recognize that we are all in this together, that no matter our background, we share the same dreams, aspirations, and ambitions for ourselves and our family. That we all have so much more in common than what separates us. That is our knowledge. An America where we are guided by the ideals that have always defined us when we are at our best. Dignity and decency, fairness, freedom, and opportunity for all. An America where we recognize that the true measure of the strength of a leader is not based on who you beat down, it's based on who you lift up. And the story of America's progress, you all know history. The story of America's progress, when we have made progress, in many ways is the story of people who stayed true to their ideals, even in the face of difficulty. The story of Americans who, yes, faced disappointment, but did not grow weary. Did not grow weary. Who faced setbacks, but did not give up. People who refused to let the light of America's promise dim or burn out in moments of challenge. The movements for civil rights, women's rights, workers' rights, the United States of America itself would never have come to be if people had given up their cause after a court case or a battle or an election did not go their way. What Sasha wrote and what we here know is that in moments like this, the true test of our character is how resilient and persistent we are to pursue the future that we all can see. The true test of our commitment is whether, in the face of an obstacle, do we throw up our hands or do we roll up our sleeves? And as we approach, and as we then approach the end of this year, many people have come up to me telling me they feel tired, maybe even resigned. Folks who have said to me that they're not sure whether they have the strength, much less the desire, to stay in the fight. But let me be very clear. No one can walk away. No one can walk away. We must stay in the fight. Every one of us, including the fight for an economy that works, not just for those at the top, but for working people, for all Americans. The fight to make sure everyone has a fair shot to pursue their ambitions. The fight for our ideals, including the equality among us, the freedoms to which we are entitled, the dignity that we possess and is possessed by every one of us. So we must stay in the fight, because that is the responsibility, in my opinion, that comes with the privilege of being an American. And that responsibility has always then fueled the American experiment. In our country, you see, the recognition that we are all created equal with certain fundamental rights and freedoms, the belief that here in our country anything is possible, the promise of America itself is a powerful yet fragile idea. Powerful because it has inspired billions of people and made it possible for us to become the strongest, most prosperous nation in the world. Yet fragile, because that idea is only as strong as our willingness to fight for it. Only as strong as our faith that we, the people, are the ones who make it real. So I will say this as we close out this year. I ask of you this, that those here and anyone watching, that you will not walk away, that you will stay true to your spirit and your sense of purpose, that you will continue to fight for the promise of America. And I ask you to remember the context in which you exist. Yeah, I did that. I ask you to remember that this struggle is not new. It goes back nearly 250 years to Lexington and Concord. Generation after generation, it has been driven by those who love our country, cherish its ideals, and refuse to sit passive while our ideals are under assault. And now this fight to keep the light of America's promise and to ensure it burns bright, well, this fight now, it continues with you. You are its heirs. We are its heirs. So I'll end with this. Get some rest over the holidays. Spend time with the people you love. You know, I believe family comes in many forms. There's family by blood and there's family by love. I urge you then, after you have had some rest, in fact, I challenge you to come back ready to chart our path to the future. Chin up, shoulders back, forever impatient for change, and like Sasha, ready to summon your drive, your energy, your passion to help our fellow Americans and be ready to get back to work, fighting for opportunity and freedom, fighting for fairness and dignity, and fighting for this country we love and the future we share. God bless you, and God bless the United States of America.
A scrub is a guy that thinks